How you doing, folks? Welcome back to Demo 690's YouTube channel. Just introducing a new project that we're going to be working on now over the next while. And it's a friend of mine, Shamie McAree here, who's rebuilding it. It's an NSU Quickly, I think somewhere around 1961. And I believe that it's the N26 model. I think these are 26-inch wheels. Now, this video has been made for Tom Cahill. For any of you who are interested in your NSU Quicklys, he has a very good informative channel there telling you all about these bikes. I don't personally know enough about them, and that's why I'm making this video. I want to make sure that we have all the parts before we start to piece it back together. But I think you'll agree that Shamie has done an excellent job here cleaning this up. I wish I had photographs and stuff before he started it, but I don't. But I think you'll agree that it's looking absolutely excellent. Now, I'm going to start with the video for you, Tom, here, and we're going to go through all the parts that we have, and I'm going to start at the back. I've tried to lay them out in sequence, you know, the way you'd probably put it together, but we'll see. So I'm going to start with the front forks here. We've got our pivots for the front suspension. I don't know where the springs might be. We don't have the springs by the looks of things. This bike was in boxes when we got it because Shamie's brother had stripped it apart to start work on it, and unfortunately just couldn't finish the job due to health reasons and whatever. So Shamie took it to try and finish it. So we've got the front forks and front pivots for the suspension. We were missing the springs, I believe. We've got most of the pieces to fit the fork to the frame, because Shamie more or less I think took that apart himself. We have these two pieces. I honestly don't know what they're for or where they go. Maybe for holding the front light or something. Tom, you can tell us that. So that's the parts of the front forks that we have. We've got this headlight. We have the glass. We need a new one of these because you can see the state of that. We've got most of the internal parts where the bulbs goes and all of that. The nice switch on the top. Most of the speedo drive cable there, and most of the wires that you'd need to put it back together. We have our horn, which is in really good shape. Moving on to the petrol tank. So we have our petrol tank and the cap. We have our petcock that goes into the petrol tank, which is in pretty decent shape by the looks of things. I don't know if it leaks yet. We have the strap for hooking the petrol tank to the frame. That's that piece. What will I move on to next? Okay, next I'll move on to the frame, which Shamie has done a great job on. Oops, nearly dropped my phone there. So we've got, obviously we're missing the bearings out of that, but we'll probably be putting new bearings into that, so don't worry too much. So there's no extra pieces on the frame, I don't think. It's just the frame, that's it. We've got the engine, which has been apparently rebuilt at some stage. We've got the carburetor. All the pieces are on the carburetor. I don't see anything missing. This side, the clutch and the wheel sprocket where the chain goes. Gearbox fittings. We do have the little piece that goes in behind here. I've seen it from your videos, Tom, where there's a wee piece that goes in there, and I have it taped to the engine. So we've got the two covers for the engine. One of them's pretty dented up, but I see from a lot of pictures that was quite a common happening with these. We also have the air filter, but we are missing the little cap that holds that in on the frame. And I believe there's another little piece that this slides over this, maybe that we're missing. That could be just on a different model. We've been following this manual for a S model over here. So it's a similar one, but maybe not exact same. We have most of the parts for the exhaust. We have the pipe. I don't know. We might need to get an exhaust gasket, and I'm really not sure how the exhaust hooks onto the engine part of the bike. So if you could tell us that, Tom, it'd be good. We have the tailpiece of the exhaust, and we have the baffle. So the whole exhaust is there. We have this stay piece, which probably hooks it to the bike somewhere. What else have we got? We've got the piece that covers the welds on the bottom of the frame. We've got a good chain, it's still a very good chain, that. The two pedals, which we're missing the cotter pins out of, I believe. We do have a box full of bolts and nuts here, but I don't see any cotter pins in it, so we may be missing them. What else have we got? This is the front wheel. You can see that it's not in bad shape at all. It's looking good. We have the little speedo drive that goes on that. Now, a question for you, Tom, is that this little badge came on the mudguard. Now, this is a 1960, and we don't know if that was original to this bike or not, or if it maybe was mudguards were changed at some stage. You can answer that for us. That's the wee badge anyway. We have the two stays for the front mudguard, but we don't have any for the back. We may still be able to get a hold of them in Shamery's brother's house if we go back to look. We'll tell you about that at a later date if we find them or not. Moving on to the saddle, we've got the post or the piece for fitting it to the post. We've got two springs in there. We've got the saddle itself, the saddle post, and we have 9 springs. These 4 are thick springs, these are a little thinner, and one of them is shorter than the rest. And then we've got these 2 kind of thinnish ones. I'm not sure how to piece them onto the saddle yet, but we hopefully figure that out. We've got the stand. I don't see any sign of a side stand anywhere. Moving on to, I think these are the axles for holding in the back wheel and the front. So I assume that this one with the adjusters is the back axle. So I'm going to put that here with that. And this belongs with the front wheel actually. So put that there. Right, the back wheel. The back wheel, we've got the back mudguard. We've got this piece with this lovely guard here and where the brakes fit in. But what I'm concerned about with this is that there doesn't appear to be any piece for hooking the back sprocket for the chain on. So if you could tell us what might be missing there, that'd be good. I do have the sprocket belonging to it. So I'm not sure what's missing there. You can let us know. We have this little, what I believe is the stay for the brakes. So we have that. We also move into the front handlebars. We've got the actual handlebars, which are not in bad shape at all. And we've got the gear change mechanism. Now, is that the gear change? It is, yeah. I was asking you about this, Tom, because I wasn't too sure what way that it worked. I have a kind of a half idea of the way that it works now, and I think that I have most of the pieces here. Obviously, there should be a little decompression button on this maybe, and I think that we're missing that decompression lever, along with the cable probably. But we're going to change these cables anyway because they're pretty old. This is the throttle side, and we have the throttle lever itself. I'll give you a look inside that so you can tell us if anything's missing. We've got the cables obviously, And we've got the little carrier handle for hooking onto the frame somewhere. And that's basically all the pieces we have, bar that carrier there. We've got a lot of nuts and bolts in this box, but I'm sure from looking just in a video, you're not going to be able to tell us what's there and what's not, but they're just nuts and bolts really. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'll take a close up for you just so you can have a look at a still frame or something. And then we've got a couple of miscellaneous parts which we don't really know where they go. There's this one in particular, and I don't even know if this belongs to this bike or if it just happened to be in the box with the bike. You can let us know what the story is with that. But there seems to be a little kind of a seal on it, like it goes over something. Shamey suggested that it might be for carrying some cables there. You can see the little bits missing on the side and that. So that's that piece. We have two little rubbers here, which I believe might be for the stand whenever you put the stand up, that it doesn't bang off the frame. But you can tell us otherwise if that's the case. A couple of rubber grommets just for where the cables come through, probably somewhere. This little pin. Now I don't know where that is supposed to go, but I know that it's an important piece. We've got this little chrome piece. No idea what that's for or where it goes. And we have these two, they're just like a cable stay or something like that. And that's basically it, Tom. That's all we've got. We're missing a back light, I think. We're not sure if it was with the bike or not originally, but we seem to be missing it now. So that appears to be everything that we have. So hopefully you can help us out there and let us know what's missing. And we were watching your video there of you putting one of these N26s together, so that was extremely helpful. That when we go to rebuild this, we can follow your video there and try and put it together. So just to introduce you to Shamey here. This is Shamey McRae. He's building the bike. He done all the nice paint work, you see.
Hello, Tom.
Yeah, and is this a couple of wee bits belonging to it here, Shamey?
Them were sitting over on that table.
They're belonging to it. They're brake pad or clutch pads. They were probably changed. Yeah, that engine was rebuilt and they were probably changed. But there's a couple of pieces here. Now they're all internal parts, I think. Parts of the gearbox. You know, that's the wee dog where it would click in and turn the other gears. This spring, not sure what that's for or if we need it. As I said, the engine's been totally rebuilt, so this may be an internal part that wasn't needed now. That's the cap we were looking for the little air filter. That's the missing cap. And we've got a couple of little nuts and bolts here and circlips. And an old coil by the looks of things that has been changed. I know there's a brand new coil in that engine. So there you go, that's all we have. You can let us know. Thanks very much.